All right, back again. This is probably what? It'll be episode like 5 or 6, something like that. I'm not certain.
Should be one.
Well, y'all were gone. So, anyway, today, for this episode, it's a little different. No Charlie for this episode. We'll miss him, but we have 2 very special guests. Y'all can introduce yourself.
Yeah. Will Dvorak, local Minnesota resident, checking in.
I'm Jacob Favour, definitely also a local Minnesota resident myself, and go Hawks.
And right off the bat, I want to say, Jacob is way more made for this because you just talked like this into the mic, man. Keep that thing close, dude. You're already riding a line.
I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad.
We'll
I'm here.
always
I got it.
line.
My arm's feeling a little weak today. I got you. Been a long couple nights. So
excuses.
That's fair. I guess.
You want to get into those long past couple nights?
I'll just tell you, don't try driving through, a snowstorm when you think you're that guy. Because at the end of the day, the snow is that guy, and you're not that guy.
Well, for back, we were driving. We were in Iowa City yesterday. He had a midterm late, like 6.
Absolutely brutal. Teachers who schedule tests before you leave for break, they got something against you.
Oh, no, yeah. Well,
be honest. Come on. 6:30 to 8:30?
Oh, he was so mad at me too, right? Right away because he was telling me to like pack my stuff. I had it packed. I was at work, but I needed to go say bye to our boy Bazzy. Shout out Baz.
Had to.
But and he was mad because he picked me up from his dorm, and then we had to go back to mine just to pick up my stuff. It literally took maybe 2 minutes.
Let me reference really fast. We had to go to my dorm to get my stuff, but my dorm is a straight shot to the highway. His dorm is that way, so I wasted a good 5 minutes doing that, but that's besides the point anyway. Like we were saying, drove through the snowstorm last night to Madison. Early morning, 5:30, we're up, driving again. Made it home, back home. So, we're safe. We're here. If we're on this podcast, we're good. But, and just running on a low hours of sleep. So, it's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But, hey, we're good. We're here. Hopefully.
You made it.
We made it.
You made it.
We did. Yeah, we did.
I will say thank you to Will for driving. There was many times where I thought we were going to die.
If you want to talk about real white knuckle driving, when your hand is clenching them, and your knuckles are just straight white. That was last night. I'm going 25 on the highway. The craziest part, who has the real balls in this world? Semi-truck drivers. They're going 50 in the goddamn snow, and it's pitch black out, and they're just whizzing by with, 10,000-pound loads? I'm driving a 500.
That's a heavy load.
That thing stays close to the ground, though.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
When they see that, you think they're shaking? Nah, those things are solid. And those guys, they're vets. You want to talk about some real vets in the world?
Oh yeah.
How much do they get paid?
It's increased. Like I've heard.
Isn't that like the number one job in America?
I'm pretty sure it went up.
No, it's up. Like because I think they get paid by like their miles and stuff.
Yeah.
Until Amazon makes self-driving.
Yeah, but
trucks like
they've been saying that for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like I remember a video from 2010. Oh, a flying car in Beijing. Dude just photoshopped a picture of a car in the air
And you're the only fool who believed that.
Yeah,
hey,
right.
Okay.
You remember?
Let's
it.
not.
He's tweaking.
I don't know if it was Beijing, but I see Beijing on the wall over there, so that's kind of what I'm going with. So.
Okay. I don't think that was the point that we were talking. We were talking about the fact that you believed there was a flying car.
There could be.
Was it just the Jetsons, and you thought that was real life?
Don't do that, but. I definitely think it was something that isn't real, and I probably believe. 2014. What are we saying?
It was actually like a Star Trek episode.
I'm 10.
You had no idea.
I'm 10 back then. I believed everything. You could have told me. I don't even know that my dad was the president. I would have believed it. Stuff like that. So I don't know.
That was 2010. 13 years ago. You would have been 5.
2014, buddy.
You said 2010 before.
That makes it even worse for you. Okay, like if we're saying 2014, that makes you older. That makes it even worse for you.
Yeah, I guess. You know, at the end of the day,
there's a reason we go to Iowa. That's what the main message is. End of the day, that's that safety school right there. As you can see, Will.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, ASU ain't much better.
Oh, I mean,
I've
heard ASU. I mean, you either got your casual students, which makes up about 5% of the population there. You got the 95% party goers. Am I wrong? Be honest.
Yes,
come on.
That is unbelievably
exactly.
Incorrect.
I mean, there's nothing against it, but I mean, if you're looking,
what do you mean? Exactly, you're wrong. That isn't what it is.
What is it?
Probably like 25% party goers, 50% normal students, then like 25% abroad students.
That much? There's that many?
There's a lot. Yeah.
Iowa's got about 1%.
Yeah.
You see an international student every 1 to 500, no, 1 to 2,000 probably. Yeah.
Definitely. It's
ridiculous. And then you go to like the U of M or Madison, it's like every 1 to 3. You know?
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. I mean, it is crazy, but I mean, you know, if they're trying to get a better education, and I mean I'm all for it. You know, those students, they lock in. I mean, you see them, they're grinding.
Because what else would they be fucking doing?
Because their parents would whoop them if they didn't.
And
yeah,
like if we sent you to go to college in like fucking Hong Kong,
yeah,
you wouldn't find how to party. You would just you would do your own shit.
My thing is you gotta have a happy medium though. You know, you only live once. You know, the stupid ass. What?
Will is talking right now like you are the biggest partier. This man.
I'm not.
Yeah, like
we don't talk about partying. We live life. We love, you know, stuff like that. Go to school. Go to
live,
class.
laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, what a quote.
That's yours?
No, it's not my
Coined
quote.
by William Dvorak?
No, I'm more of just a straight shooter. Just live. Not a lot. Well, a little bit of laughing, a little bit of love, but a lot of living.
That's a good quote.
Thank you. I mean that's
sounds
kind
like
of
the fucking prophet.
That's
over
my
here.
persona right there. You know that's kind of what I go for.
Will's the prophet for hometown heroes, like because retired QB1 over here. Mentioned on the first podcast.
I was for first podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciated that.
You should have seen this man.
Yeah. Talking to it real quick.
Yep.
You're good now.
You should have seen this man. Like we were watching it in the dorm.
Oh, he was gassed up.
Oh yeah, because he was in the other.
So
room.
I go to the bathroom and I come out and Jacob's like, Will, they just name dropped you.
Okay, he's making me seem like I'm some.
No, not even. You just like, hey, Will, they were talking about you.
Yeah, no,
so
but
you know
this
me, I got to go back a couple minutes, and I was almost late to class because of that, but I had to hear me getting.
This was his face, like he was like. Then you guys said, you know, the guy like Will Dvorak is your quarterback, and Will was like, that's me. He's like, that's me.
And all I said was, Will can throw a ball further than Declan.
Yeah, no, that is all you said.
And I don't even know if that's true.
At this rate, probably not.
How far?
I already got arthritis.
How far could you throw it at your peak? 20
I'm not even going to lie. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck.
20.
Probably 55, 60 yards. Probably 50. Like, I'm not going to be like,
you're not Josh Allen.
No, it's pretty average. Like, good is like, Josh Allen's probably throwing the ball. He can probably throw that shit like 80. I mean, obviously, Josh Allen is like
for
elite.
A high school,
yeah, it's probably average, like 50 to 50, 60. Yeah, 50 to 60.
Okay.
It's probably average.
I honestly feel like if I tried to throw a football as far as I could at my peak, whenever that was, I think it'd be 30 yards. If 30.
Well, people don't realize, like, throwing a football, like, if you can't throw a spiral, that shit's not going anywhere. Like, that's a big...
that's not even the reason for me. For me, it's just I wouldn't be able to...
Well, that's another thing. People also can't grip it, or they can't, like... People have small-ass hands. I'm not saying I have big hands by no means, but a lot of people, like... If you don't have, like, big enough hands to really get a good grip on the football, I mean, it's not going anywhere. That thing's a duck.
I mean, I have small hands.
Same.
Like, I mean, even gripping a baseball, like...
Well, that's, like, the thing.
That's ridiculous.
Kind of talking about, like...
I can't even do, like... I mean, pitchers, like... I remember, like, literally my senior year, I was throwing, like... I think I was probably throwing with, like, Stanley or something, and he goes, you don't even throw a fastball, like, right? And I was like, damn, my last year of baseball.
You just figured it out.
Well, it was just the way I threw. Like,
Well, let's be honest. You were never a pitcher.
well, I mean,
You were never anything near
never
that.
really like a stud.
You see what this guy does?
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like picking over here. You know?
Well, no. What he
What?
does is he thinks he's like
He
the
thinks he's
most
him.
Hall of Fame
Yeah. No,
high school
Can
athlete
I
ever.
like tarnish this narrative?
Thinks his
I am
jersey's
out
getting
of
retired.
my
and
high
shit.
school now. I'm in college. I'm past that. I will tell you, in the summer, I was still living in the high school era. Maybe even the first couple months of college. Now I'm putting that in the past. I don't want that to be my persona because I don't want to. I don't know if I should say
He
this.
just does not want to be stuck in that.
But
yearbook.
I don't want to be like the people that are still stuck in high school. I mean, that's just.
Can I ask you something? And Jacob, I want you to answer, so Will, be quiet. Have you ever caught Will in college watching his high school football highlights?
Oh my god. Okay, not his. Okay, I will give him a little benefit here, and say he's not watching like his huddle fucking tape, but he's pulling up the games we're watching. I mean, not as bad this semester, but last semester, I swear, every other time I walk in the room, we got BSM versus SLP homecoming, or we got Waconia. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I've seen Waconia now, I don't care.
Hey,
like
they did clip the last 12 minutes, so. I mean, it's
St. Louis Park Miracle.
Yeah,
That
I'm a little
was
out
the
of-
peak for Will.
I will say
That
that
was.
I will say that was kind of the peak of the year. I mean, that was showed to.
Was that may have been the peak of your life.
of his life.
All right, don't.
That's how.
Where would you
sad
put it?
his
Where
life
would you
is.
put it?
I mean, it's top 5.
Top 5 moment
Just
of your whole
because I
life.
feel like the fact, like, it sounds bad, but like that whole year, like after that moment, you don't know the amount of family members my dad has showed that video to. I mean, we had Thanksgiving at my house. Senior year, I walk upstairs, 15 people, like cousins, uncles, like great aunts, are sitting around this little ass TV in my living room, and it's just me playing football against Waconia, and I'm like,
Dvorak will look to the end zone now if he can. Hoping to have time to throw the football. Under pressure, steps up, spins, throws it downfield. Got a player there. Touchdown! Touchdown, St. Louis Park! Unbelievable!
And people say I have a big ego.
I do not have an
And
ego.
I'm just
Don't even
saying.
do that.
I'm just saying. You know for a fact, and Jacob, you know this is true. Maybe how many people was it around this TV?
I'd say 10 to 15 for sure.
Okay, so maybe 3 people actually wanted to watch that. The rest of them just had to stand there to make your dad not be like, why'd you pull that on?
I mean, my dad, he's proud of me. You know, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, he's definitely, I don't want to sound like that guy. I mean, now I'm really making myself out to, I'm just this fucking jackass. But I definitely do think I'm my dad's favorite child. And that, I can really put up good
Wow.
evidence. I can put up good evidence.
do you want to talk about it?
Oh, I mean, I'll give you an example. This is perfect. You're playing right into what I like. So, you know, my brother and sister, right? I have a twin brother and sister, for those who don't know. And they just turned 16 yesterday. So, you know, when you turn 16, you get your license. So they both got their license. And, I mean, this not even, like, relating to the license, but, you know, my sister, she's cool. My brother, I'm super close with both of them. But, you know, they're going through their teenage years, so you know how you were when you're younger, especially girls. But, I mean, I have never seen my brother, or I've never seen my dad get more mad at anyone than my brother. I mean, we went out to eat tonight for their birthday, and my dad, I was literally talking to my dad. I was like, have you ever been, like, super mad in public before, like, where you've had to spaz? And he goes, you know, never really in public, but I will tell you, your brother, he makes my blood boil.
And I can attest this because when I went to your cabin with you, Nathan and Will, I mean you and Brian, your dad, Brian was just spazzing on Nate about fishing
Well,
stuff.
Nathan's a tough child. He is. I love Nathan.
No, he's not a tough child.
He's not a tough child. He's just
That makes him seem so. Don't say that.
Sorry, Nathan, you're not a tough child.
You know,
you'll probably end up watching this, but
And I'm just saying, Nathan, and I'm
Great
sorry
kid.
that Will
You're a great
did
kid.
this to you because you're a good kid. But if you want to keep dissing on this podcast, buddy, then I'm agreeing with Will. And I'm agreeing with your dad.
oh,
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm with Nate on that.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, dude.
Dude, that story. What even the steak story?
Dude.
I'm just kidding.
You gotta give him a break. It was the first podcast. What are you gonna do?
Right.
You know.
Will, I think I saw a spike, deadass. I saw a spike of that moment when I mentioned Will. I can see the analytics of the views. There was just a huge spike right there. Someone watched that thing like 500 times.
Fuck off. That's ridiculous.
You just watch, rewind, watch, rewind.
Right before he goes to bed.
Oh, man, Will.
Whatever.
He gets it.
I mean, you guys are just putting me out here. Like,
Okay. I will say, to anybody viewing, I think it's important that we start a GoFundMe. Something really tragic is going on at our college. Will's PlayStation sounds like a bomb every time it starts.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that just devastating for you?
No, the thing is...
More like an airplane, not like a bomb.
No. Oh, my... Like, this thing...
Like a...
It sounds like a drone strike is coming every time. Like, I go like this, duck. It's, like, crazy. Well, because he uses it for everything. We were watching Netflix. He uses it for all of his, like, media stuff. Like, so...
That's what I watched the first podcast on. I'll let you know that. She ran great. I got to watch the whole thing.
Nah, somebody needs to donate, like, their old PlayStation or something because it's bad. That thing is going to start on fire, like, at some point.
Okay, Jacob. Sorry I can't afford. Sorry I'm not, funded.
You have a job.
You have a job.
Man, my job doesn't pay enough to get a McDonald's meal.
And, I know for a fact you've probably gambled 5 PlayStations over.
Yes.
So you want to bring in gambling. So I did want to talk about this because you talked about it last time, and you were talking to 2 people who are just not at all with the gambling scheme. So I'm talking about Charlie and Stefano. I mean, they just don't gamble like.
I didn't know I did.
You brought up like Prize Picks or something.
Oh, that was Stefano. Yeah.
Yeah, he got excited.
No, I did because I'm like, if he brings me onto this,
All right, we can talk about gambling.
I will tell you, I'll bring a little story. It's really fast. So in my rhetoric class, we had to do a speech on like a social change, and you have your generic like homelessness, like what I'm trying to say here. God, I can't think.
Like it's just
mental health,
social issues.
Yeah, like people talk about mental health, homelessness. You know what I talked about? The legalization of sports betting.
Dude, that's pathetic.
In the U.S.
Sounded like such a frat boy up there. I'm already knowing.
That is pathetic. You gave a speech?
You want to know what my
6-minute speech?
I had that same class last semester. You want to know what my speech was?
Yeah.
It was about the Afghanistan war. And then I mentioned how 9/11 was an inside job in my speech. Some patriots were giving me the side eye. Some dude wearing an American hat got a little fired up in the background. He was like,
there you go.
You got a lot of that with Iowa, so.
What can you do?
But I mean, I talked about that. And
what was the assignment?
It was a 6 to 8 minute speech
on
a social change or something like that. And you had to like talk on like someone talked about, like I said, homelessness and how like people aren't doing enough for like the homeless people.
And you wrote.
And I talked about
sports gambling and how it needs to be
how it should be legalized because I talked about that with economics and stuff, like how there's a lot of tax revenue that comes with it, which is true. If you look it up, I know it's a very obviously it's not something that half the people in that damn class gave a shit about.
No, but even so, you could also as equally say, as much as it helps the economy, it also absolutely ruins people.
Yeah, but I had to avoid that.
The reason he's not saying that is because he's going to go down that path.
I am not. I am just not.
I mean, he's not as bad as his roommate Cam. Okay, wasn't Cam betting on like tennis?
Oh yeah, he's up. I mean, this man, he'll I mean, I've done it too, so I can't be like opposed to it.
Yeah, they live bet on tennis.
It's fun. I mean, you're betting on like French women. I don't know them, but if they win me money, now I know them.
How is that fun? Like, if you don't know them, I don't bet. Like,
I just bet money line, and then sometimes they have the little stream, so I'll like.
But how do you choose?
Oh, I usually pick the favorite, whoever has the best odds to win.
See, like, he's not doing any
parlay
research or anything.
5 of them together, and it ends up being
have they ever hit?
Yeah, they actually. I'm like 2 for 4, so I'm like 50%.
Tell me
that is not true. Will.
It is true.
You are not 2 for 4 on 5-leg parlays. That's
not 5-leg. They're like 3-leg.
You just said they were 5-leg. So now they're 3-leg.
That's what my roommate Cam does. I do 3-leg because I'm not a degenerate. Okay. I am, but I'm not.
Can I just say, if you're doing parlays on women's tennis and you have no idea about the women, that sounds like an issue.
Can you name
one of the ones you bet?
3 women tennis players.
Okay, Serena Williams, Coco Gauff.
Other than the
Williams sisters.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I mean, I can't either.
That's what I'm saying. He had Coco Gauff, and he had Serena and Venus. Other than those 3, he's fucked.
Sharapova.
Okay, there you go.
And yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
you want to talk about gambling? Michael Jordan. That's a man with a problem. I mean, if you ever watched the documentary.
Bro, but that man has a bill in the bank.
He's still got a problem, though.
I'm not pocket watching you, Will, but I know you don't have Michael Jordan money in the account.
Yeah, nobody.
So he can afford to gamble like that.
Yeah, nobody can pocket watch Michael Jordan.
No.
And be like, bro, you should stop betting.
No, because that dude, even on the days he loses the most amount of money, he's still probably making that all back that day.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't get betting. I mean, that's also because I know I'd be bad at it. And
the only betting that I enjoy that's not like blackjack is horse betting.
Horse betting is so especially in person.
In person.
Like, I will tell you, if you don't like gambling, go to a horse track. You don't even have to like gamble. Just you can literally go and say you just pick a horse. You get a little bit of excitement out of just rooting for a horse, even if you don't put money.
I got that.
But I'm just saying, like, that's something I feel like that sort of gambling is enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not for me. Like,
and it's obviously
I would be so mad, like, losing that money. Like, that's the thing. Like, I would just be so pissed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, over time, I mean, it sounds
I feel
bad.
like even if I started betting, I would just, like, right when I lost, like, 2 in a row, I'd just be like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's kind of like over time.
Well, that's the difference of a, like, addict versus a non-addict is non-addicts will bet twice or however many times be like, fuck this.
And not break a sweat.
I'm walking. The addicts will bet however many in a row, be down and just be like, fuck it, shove, and then lose it all. Or they double up and break even and then end up losing it.
Well, like in GTA, I'm definitely a gambling addict.
Oh, dude, GTA gambling is something else. That shit.
And you can horse bet too.
Do you do the horse betting?
No, I do 3-card poker.
Bro, our boy Bazzy, he loves the horse betting. He'll sit
in the room for an hour and just bet on horses.
Just bet on the horse.
Spaz when he doesn't get it.
And we'll all watch. And because he always chooses the worst.
I mean, he'll choose the guy with like 17-1 odds.
Yeah.
There you go.
He'll be cheering. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's
so dumb.
And just never wins.
Yeah.
And then when he hits, he's like, oh, I'm finally.
He's like, I'm him.
Only down 60K. In GTA money.
In GTA money. I want to hear about your guys' college experience because specifically your job. I want to hear about your job.
I mean, okay, so I do work at a bar. It's like a nightclub. I mean, I work security. It's pretty.
Which one is it? Like bar or club?
It's like a bar during the day, but it turns like a nightclub after like.
I would say after like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, it's like a nightclub. Like they have like an upstairs that like they have a whole DJ and they play like EDM music and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have like something called like the Electric Jungle, so stuff like that. But basically, I'm security, so half the time I'm either sitting by the bathrooms or I'm standing on the stage telling guys to not stand on the stage and dance. But I mean,
you never are a bouncer though.
Nah, you kind of have to work your way out. You kind of have to. It's really shitty. It's
the
like
bouncers there are assholes.
Yeah, and it's dumb. Like it's basically a hierarchy. Like you have to like be old enough and work there long enough to really,
Everybody that works there is an asshole.
It's a little bit of a scummy.
Including that guy?
Yes, including him.
Wow.
I am just not.
No, he definitely is.
Dude, I tell you, I saw a guy. I have the power to kick someone out. Like if I want.
See that?
You're a security guard.
The power dynamic right there.
I'm not, but I'm a nice guy. So I'm sitting by the bathrooms. It's 1:30. We close at 2. And I mean, this kid comes in. He's wearing a Miami Dolphins sweatshirt in Iowa City. A little odd. But, I mean, his sweatshirt was blue, but that thing was dark blue because the whole thing was wet. And he's like, all happy and smiling. So, I mean, they leave the men's bathroom door open so you can see inside. So I'm watching him. I'm like, this guy's a wreck. So there's 3 urinals, and then there's like the 2 stalls. So he goes to the first urinal, and he's using the bathroom. And then I look over and I just see him just start leaning against the wall. And this man just eats shit. He slips down and hits his whole jaw on the urinal. And then he gets up and he goes, oh. And his friends are like, we got to get out of here. And he's like, and he goes back to peeing. He literally gets up. He didn't even pee the first time. He gets up and goes to the bathroom again. I'm like, this guy has a heart of gold. I mean.
So how does this make you a nice guy?
I could have kicked him out because he's too drunk. We kick out people who are too drunk to be in there.
Is that not a situation
where, no, pause for a second. Can you explain to Henry what you day of the bar crawl, what your work was doing? Trying to go for the record?
Oh yeah. So a couple
This is what I'm talking about when I say the people that work there are assholes.
Yeah. Okay. But so I'm like bottom tier, so I'm a t-shirt they call me. So I just wear a t-shirt that says like straight out of Summit, and then security on the back.
What are the other?
So there's a roamer. So there's the guys that are wearing like a pullover with a nice tie, like nice dress pants. And then you got the top of the food chain, and the security is the doormen,
the bouncers
who do the IDs. So a couple roamers that they're cool dudes, but so on the bar crawl night.
Wait, I have a question. Do you all get paid the same?
No, they're higher up, so they get more.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, hold on. That shit's tweaking real quick. Yeah, talking to it.
Hello?
Okay, you're good now.
No. So, those dudes, like, I don't know how much they get paid, but so a couple of them. So, I'm on the stage, and on the stage, girls are allowed to go on the right side of it and dance, but if any guy goes up there, they're like, I mean, it's like all hell breaks loose. So basically, on the night of the bar crawl, usually if a guy gets on the stage, you yell at him to get off, but he can get off and he won't get kicked out. But on the night of the bar crawl, like our GM tells us that the owner said if any guy gets on stage, he's automatically kicked out. So, guys, if you're drinking, you do dumb things sometimes. So basically, guys are going up there, and the roamers basically were telling us, they're like, if you see anyone flash us, because we use flashlights, so like we can, because it's dark, so like you can flash people and they can like see it and then come over and help, like if fights break out or anything. But so basically by like we close at 2, by 11:30 there's probably 20 dudes they kicked out, and the guy comes up to me, he's like, you gotta tell me if another dude goes up on there, tell me. I almost have the record's 22. I'm like, are we serious?
Assholes.
I'm like, that's kind of messed up.
No, Will's saying that now. When he told me this, he was like, yeah, they were trying to go for the record.
I think they broke it because they clutched a quad kill at the end. 4 guys.
Dude, okay. Here's the thing. First of all, is it advertised that guys aren't supposed to get on this stage?
Oh, they know.
It is not.
It is not advertised, but they know. They're recurring.
You know by finding out.
You do know by
exactly.
Yeah, it is a little. It's messed up.
By example.
It's messed up.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's why I hate them.
Yeah, I got cussed out by the owner the first day.
Well, not to mention all the people like that are like working security, they just like act like assholes. Like they're just like standing there like, I know it's their job, but I'm like, you're in like just a college bar. Like it's not that serious.
Once you get fools wearing pullovers and ties.
Yeah, they feel a little bit of power. Yeah, it's game.
They get
it's game over.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, that's why I'm like, I'm not one of those guys. I just don't really care.
You're gonna be that guy.
Yeah, he is. Well, I mean, I was pretty cheap, I would say. I mean, it's still expensive.
Midwest,
yeah. I mean,
100%
for sure.
Like on Thursdays at one of the bars, they have dollar pitchers from 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And like $1.
Yeah.
And that it is the last, like a couple weeks ago on that Thursday, after the $1 pitchers, there was like a huge fight that broke out outside of it. Brutal. All I'm gonna say is,
yeah, it was a rough one.
It was a rough one. It was a female fight. Oof. And let's just say some clothes were getting ripped off.
Really?
A lot of clothes.
And they kept swinging.
Hair pulling?
No.
Hands. They was like, this is like
yeah, they were.
That's a good fight.
It was a good fight.
And there was like 100 people surrounding them. Like,
dude, I tell you what, I got a question for you guys. Do you think if there was like hair pulling allowed in the UFC, do you think that we would have some UFC fighters, women fighters, coming out of St. Louis Park High School?
Yes.
Because you see
100%.
some of those girls pulling weaves out and shit like it's nothing.
Middle school, I saw some shit.
Dude,
we all
they
saw
go
some shit.
crazy with the hair pulling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a natural instinct, I think.
Yeah.
To pull hair.
It's like a survival instinct.
Just think,
Yeah.
what if, like, when dudes fight, they don't have anything to grab onto. You know?
All right, and that'll wrap up part 1 of today's video. There'll be a second part out. Today is actually, it's present day now. It is April 15th for me. And I assume that'll be the day this goes up for sure. With that, again, very sorry about how long it has been since we released the last one. It's just a bit harder. A MacBook isn't ideal to edit on. It takes a very long time to do. And yeah, I just have to work out some kinks. I'll be back in about 3 weeks and we'll be much more consistent with it. So just give us some leeway for right now. Work with us a little bit. We'll be better at it coming in the future. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Big thanks to Will and Jacob for coming on. And yeah, part 2 will probably be up next week. So yeah, thank you.